Good day, beautiful people. Namaste. Brothers, sisters, family, friends, strangers, and the estranged. I come today to speak of events of this past week. Also, to remind you that this Friday I'm expecting to launch Boom Boom VVV. Although I'm thinking now that I may instead hold off until Sunday because I got a sermon stirring in me. Sometimes there's that preacher and sometimes there's that teacher. But a couple of events this way hurried, spurred, fueled me down this road I'm now traveling. Um, a road less traveled, but I suspect will be traveled by many, many more in the days to come. So, if you're so as you know, we lived in rather profound times. There are many, many profundities, and several caught my attention this past week. Kind of, yes, sparked me along this road. And I don't know, perhaps if you're anything like me, yeah, if you're anything like me, you were somewhat startled, if you will, by the transformation of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here, take a brief look at Marjorie here. Do you think she's sincere?
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest. And the spending
I've looked at it a couple of times now. I gotta tell you, the more I look at it, the more I look at it, the more I get concerned. Self-deprecation, the political content, the whole. Ah, we'll see. Here, take a look at their meeting in the White House. A quick look. My favorite Martian. Gosh, I love that show. Please, guys, I need your support. It's easy right now. Please push that following button and or subscription to really make the platform work. You need followers and you need subscriptions, and that provides more opportunities for you to grow the platform. So I really appreciate if you just take a moment and do that for me. So thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing. You'll know me by my voice, and I hope to know you by your voice. Remember, not for everyone, but for someone. Have a great day. I wonder if she might someday be leading a No Kings rally. It seems to be that transformative. We'll see how she follows up though, because it might be just some Machiavellian motive to further her ambitions. We'll see how it flows along. Or perhaps you were fascinated, I guess is the word, by the charm of Mandami in the in the in the Oval Office, visiting with visiting with I refer to him as SBMFX in the White House. Amazing how his charm seemed to capture the moment with uh, Mr. Mr. President there. You know, for a moment, take a look at this.
True leader of the Democrat Party? And do you think Leader Schumer is a leader, Jeffrey, have to follow his lead?
Well, look, I hope they have great leaders. This is a man that right now I think is focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats? I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City. And I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live.
This. For a moment, I kind of caught a glimpse of that little boy in Mr. Trump there. That little boy longing for love, longing for to be liked. And I think what he saw in Mandami was just what he's never had, to be like somewhat of a, some a moment of being the tin man, having a heart, feeling a heart. I saw just for a moment, I saw a little of that in Mr. Trump there. And then also what caught my attention was the descent of the crypto market as the possible delusion um, proves that it's all but or simply just that. Time will tell. I make no prediction. I really have no. I'm just observing. But it's fascinating to see how a hope or dream um, suffers the was it Shakespeare? The slings and arrows of life's trials and tribulations, something along that line. But it'll be fascinating to watch and see how things play out here. What I do know is that all things are going through a trial, a testing. It's from my perspective having to do with the transition from Pisces to Aquarius. Remember those seeds were sowed many years ago. This is the dawning of the age. Yeah, 1969, I believe it was, the fifth dimension. Yes, I do believe we're stepping into new dimensions. And as we go through this transcending, transforming, hopefully ascending time for the ages, some will think that it's the worst of times, and then others will regard it as the best of times. I'm kind of in the latter camp um, to see how we go through this. I don't think you I don't think you can deny that, in this moment we're witnessing what feels like a shift, right? A shift, a transformation. And it seems to be happening in the collective, the cosmic. We even have an we even have an interstellar visitor, it seems. Fascinating. But on every dimension, on every plane, in thought and actions, there seems to be a some might say volatile. Yoda might say he feels a rumble in the force. Tesla might say he sees a volatile swing in the current electricity of today. I believe it's a volatile vibration swinging back and forth across the its chord of, well, we'll talk about that later. That's for a later day. But I don't think you can deny that these events are profound. They're happening more frequently, and that it all, in some way, shape, or form, capture our attention. if not lead us to be part of the shape of things, the outcome, how the garden blossoms. I would like to believe or say, yeah, I think we'll all be part of it. I do believe that we're the gardener of the ages in this time, but that too is part of a another story. I should say that um, when I launch, I will be speaking much about the garden, the voice, the blossom, the bloom that you are, that we are today. I already have prepared, I'm so excited. Voice in the Garden, I think a wonderful fictional tale. But I'll also have Singing in the Garden, which is a masterpiece, I believe. So we'll see how. But all of these things, the way they work for me, some inform me, inform my consciousness, while others just kind of, more or less tickle my fancy, mm, my imaginations. Either way, I think it's a fascinating time to live in. So I have four, if you will, observations, thoughts for you today to uplift voice. I like to say I come to save voice, but not to save souls. Mhm. They are somewhat interchangeable in my way of thinking. But moving on, my four observations as we navigate through these times. My four observations. One, we need to all raise our antennas. I'm reminded of, my favorite Martian. A quick look. My favorite Martian.
Tim, you are looking at the first organic sending and receiving set.
You are going to be a two-way radio? That's impossible.
Why is it that you Earth people greet every daring idea with the word impossible?
Gosh, I love that show.
I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair.
Well, that's very clever.
As it appears to me that vibes, frequencies are coming more resoundingly, more broadly, and with more power and force. Yeah. And so we need to raise our antennas to these to the change that's happening. Everything I do believe begins with the vibration, the frequency, the sound. Uh, that's kind of my sermon. You see, it was the vibration, the sound that came before the word. So I will have a word for you, or a hum. Some might say an from the heart, though, the heartbeat. To come. Now, back to my four sort of thoughts, observations. One, we must raise our antenna. Two, it's important to embrace the flow, not to fight it, but to embrace. It will show the way. It will ease the transition. Not so much or necessarily to follow the crowd per se, for I speak of the flow in consciousness terms, not in crowd terms. I believe, as I more or less always believe, that there's danger in the crowd, so I don't advise that. But the river of consciousness, tap into, follow, learn to whisper with the winds. The river and the winds will be like guardrails as you traverse the days to come. Just remember, wisdom doesn't always come in words. Sometimes it breathes, sometimes it just moves. Number three, expect the unexpected. Because the unexpected is becoming the new expected. You see, consciousness is expanding across a broader spectrum. I like to think of it as the denormalization of the normal, the mean, as what was once impossible becomes the possible. What was once the improbable becomes the probable. In this moment in history, the ground is moving beneath our feet. Yes, human consciousness is stretching out, broadening. We're stepping into an age where quantum leaps are footsteps, where miracles don't shatter logic, they reveal it, where what once looked supernatural is simply the natural we had not yet grown into. Mhm. Fascinating times. So expect the unexpected, because the unexpected is not a surprise, it's a prophecy fulfilled. So remember, as I go on this new journey, not everything I say do I believe will be for everyone, but I do believe that everything I say will be for someone. Every 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 word is not for every garden, but the seed that's yours will bloom in your garden. And my journey is to help nurture, cultivate your seed, which resides, I believe, in your voice. By the way, VVV is for, I don't know if I said this earlier, is for vibration, voice, and vision. I'm sorry, vibration, vision, and voice. I'm all about voice. As I may have said earlier, I don't come to save souls, but I do come to save voice. Not every word is meant for every ear, but each word is sent to someone. I hope this finds you. If it found you today, then it was meant for you. Until next time, keep listening, keep living, keep becoming, keep blossoming. So, again, I hope to launch Friday. Yeah, day after Thanksgiving. But it's probably becoming more likely that I'll launch on Sunday with a sermon. Yeah, it's stirring. Got that word, got that voice. So again, don't let anyone shut you up. Find it, hear it, listen. It rings throughout you from crown to toe. The first hum, the first chord, the first frequency in you. So you are that note in that great symphony we call life, we call creation. You're a note and you're perfectly placed where you're supposed to be. Let's find it. Namaste. Have a great day. Guys, I need your support. It's easy right now. Please push that following button and or subscription to really make the platform work. You need followers and you need subscriptions, and that provides more opportunities for you to grow the platform. So I really appreciate if you just take a moment and do that for me. So thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing. You'll know me by my voice, and I hope to know you by your voice. Remember, not for everyone, but for someone. Have a great day.